as me visiting with the LNG companies only and not them, I got a little offended because, that was an assumption made by these folks, which I totally disagree with, because I didn't talk to anyone in regards to the abatement. I read all the material that was sent to me. I appreciate the postcards and the emails that I've got, and I was reading emails just a little while ago about people that were either opposed or for it, and I thank them for their involvement. As far as the land that this is being proposed to be worked on, unfortunately, Cameron County does not own this land. This land was sold to the Port of Brownsville many years ago, and we're not in control of that land. The amended agreement that was approved earlier was something to help us with the budgeting for the county for years to come, in years in which I will not be here as a commissioner for, because this goes into the future. But I felt that those decisions were in the best interest of whoever sits in this seat and is responsible fiduciarily for what happens in Cameron County. One of the things that we saw is that first company that came to us got a larger abatement from Cameron County. Well, they also got a larger investment for Cameron County. They are investing over $400 million worth of dredging together with the other entities that's occurring at the Port of Brownsville, who owns not only the land this is being developed on, but probably close to 40,000 more acres in that area that sooner or later, whether we want to or not, will be developed to some extent. Our job is to try to be as environmentally sensitive as possible, and in making sure that the funding that we don't have to fulfill all the requests that we currently get, such as VIDA as an example, such as the arts, such as museum opportunities, such as COLA for our retired employees that have never had a COLA increase since they retired from this county. Those are the things that I am looking at from where I sit to be able to make a difference on for the residents of this county. The ability to be able to say that we can invest in job creation. The ability to be able to say that we can invest in arts and funding. The ability to be able to say, and I don't necessarily agree with all the tactics that have been used by either side, but the LNG folks, yes, they've invested in environment, yes, they've invested in all these things, but the county has benefited very little as a county per se. The 4,000 acres that were bought and given to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife folks become inaccessible to the public like you and me, because we can't get on them. The investment that we've made in developing many of these projects, is very disappointing, because 20 years after we started working on a project, we still can't set foot on that project that we're working on. The request that we make of the LNG companies to invest through the county on environmental issues are nil to this point, in my opinion. Through the county, I said. Not through the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, not through Claiborne Foundation, not through Texas A&M, not through all these other popular, good, feel-good projects, but through the county. And I challenge both of the companies to allow this commission, just as like we're taxed to giving them or not giving them a tax abatement, to allow us to make choices as to what is best for our environment and how we invest those dollars. It's not an easy decision. It's difficult. There's many pros and cons, but in my view, and where I sit today, in total respect for everyone over here on the right and the left, because they seem to have divided up for some reason, and I respect that, I will make a motion, Judge, to approve the tax abatement, about a 40% tax abatement for the agreement over Texas LNG, which will allow us in the next 10 years to be able to do some of the work that I mentioned previously, to be making the motion that will hopefully have a positive impact And if it doesn't, I have to live with that, with my decision today, if it passes. And I am willing to do that. And, you know, just like I respect you, just like I respect each one of you, I would hope that you show the same amount of respect. In the next election cycle, you'll have an opportunity to replace all of us for that matter. So please exercise your rights. And I wish more people than 2% of the people would have exercised their rights in this last election. So those are my thoughts, Judge. That's my motion. And Dios proveerá.
Before I entertain the motion, is there any other comments by the court? Okay, I'll entertain the motion in just a moment. When I ran several years ago, I made a commitment that I would not support tax abatements for the LNG. And I said at one of the prior votes, not to take that as my intention or thought that I was against the LNG. I understand that the passions run high on both. And this is an example, I'm hoping, of what's been lost in our country. I understand that the decision of this court, whether it's for or against, is going to upset a group of individuals. I appreciate the passion of those that are here this morning to speak their mind, to give their opinion. That is what's supposed to make our country unique among the entire world. The ability to do it, to have civil discourse. In other words, the ability and civility to disagree with respect, even on issues that are extremely passionate to you and to anyone else here or that may be listening or outside of this building. With that in mind, we have a motion to approve the agenda item to tax agreement with Texas LNG by Commissioner Garza. Is there a second? I have a second by Commissioner Benavides. Any further discussion?
Judge, we need Commissioner Lopez's.
Oh, yes, thank you. Commissioner Lopez, can you make sure we see you? You're muting and then unmuting. There you go.
Yes, I'm.
It keeps muting. I don't know why. Try it again. Oh, well, quickly unmute Commissioner Lopez. Can you unmute, please? There we go.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion?
Me, now?
All, Commissioner Lopez? Aye.
Yes, correct.
All against? Aye. Motion carries.
Aye.
4-1, motion carries. All right. Item 5, presentation. We'll do that after. Now a motion to go into executive session. Motion by Commissioner Benavides, seconded by Commissioner Garza, to go into executive session. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. It is 12:52 p.m.